Question 10 says the driver of a bus approaching a big wall notices that the frequency of his bus horn changes from 420 Hz to 490 Hz when he hears it after it gets reflected from the wall. Find the speed of the bus if speed of the sound is 330 meter per second. Clearly the question is from the topic sound, and that too on Doppler effect. Well, let's show the situation as something like this. Here is the source of sound, the horn, which is in the bus, and here is the wall. The frequency heard by the wall, if we call it F1, is equal to F0, which is the frequency emitted by the source, and in this case the value of F0 is given as 420 Hertz. So F0 into, now this is the case where the observer is stationary and the source is approaching the observer. So the expression becomes F0 into speed of sound, which is 330 meter per second, divided by 330 minus V, where V is the speed of the bus. So this is as far as F1 is concerned. And coming to F2, the frequency which is heard by the driver after the wave is reflected from the wall. So in that case F2 is equal to, now in this particular case it is like the observer is approaching the source is stationary. So the expression for F2 is then equal to F1 into 330 plus V divided by 330. The values of F0 and F2 are given to us. So with that we can easily solve for the value of V. On solving, the value of V comes out as 25.4 meter per second. So V comes out as 25.4 meter per second, and we need to convert this into kilometer per hour. If we convert into kilometer per hour, the value comes very close to 91 kilometer per hour, and that means option 2 is correct for this particular question. Let us go to the next question now. Question 11 says a cube of metal is subjected to a hydrostatic pressure of 4 gigapascal. The percentage change in the length of the side of the cube is close to given bulk modulus of metal B as 8 into 10 to the power 10 Pascal, and the 4 options are given. Clearly the question relates to the mechanical properties of solids, where this is subjected to a pressure, and as a result of the pressure the volume decreases and the length also decreases as a consequence. So let us start with the expression for the change in volume when a pressure is applied. The expression is that the bulk modulus of elasticity B is given as minus V delta P by delta V, where delta P is a change in pressure, delta V is a change in volume, and V stands for the original volume. Now from this we have the expression for delta V by V, which is coming out as minus of delta P by B, right. So pressure is increased, so volume will actually decrease, but clearly here the question refers to the magnitude of changing length, right. So we are concerned with the mod of this value. So if I take mod of this, then we have to equate with the mod of the term on the right hand side. The value of delta P is given, in fact that is given as 4 gigapascal, and the bulk modulus of elasticity is also given. Now when we solve for this, this comes out as about 5%, okay, this is coming to 5%. Now if the fractional change in volume is 5%, then what is the fractional change in length? Well, we know that volume is, in this particular case it is cube, so volume is L cube, and hence delta V by V, the fractional change in the volume, is in fact equal to 3 times of fractional change in the length, and which means we can now write as delta L by L, the fractional change in the length of course, its mod, that will be 5 by 3%, about 1.67%. Let's now go back and check the options. We have option 3 as 1.67. So, option 3 is correct for this question. Let's go now to question number 12. Question 12 says, consider two uniform discs of the same thickness and different radii R1 equal to R and R2 equal to alpha R made of the same material. If the ratio of their moments of inertia I1 and I2 respectively about their axis is I1 is to I2 equals 1 is to 16, then the value of alpha is. Now, the important point to note here is that the two discs are made of the same material and have same thickness. So, moment of inertia, the expression, if we look at it in terms of radius, we have moment of inertia for the disc I equal to mr square by 2, okay, where r is the radius and m is the mass. Now, since area density is going to be constant, the sigma is going to be constant because they have same thickness. So, we can write it in terms of sigma, and if we do that, the value of m is pi r square into sigma, and then we have r square divided by 2. Pi and sigma are constant in the two cases clearly. So, we can say that I1 by I2 will be in fact equal to r to the power 4 divided by alpha r to the power 4. I hope that point is quite clear, because I1 by I2 is 1 by 16 and R1 is R, R2 is alpha r. Moment of inertia in this particular case is proportional to r to the power 4. So, combining all this, we have I1 by I2 is equal to r to the power 4 divided by alpha r to the power 4, which is 1 by alpha to the power 4. According to the question, this value is equal to 1 by 16, and 16 is 2 raised to the power 4. That means the value of alpha is 2. Let us now check the options, and the first option gives us the value of alpha as 2. So, the first option is correct. Let us now go to question number 13.